The answer is no, that no one has to have a lawyer to deal with a stupid credit card company. They're just a stupid credit card company. Believe me, they're dumber than a rock. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, it's John Deloney, co-host of The Ramsey Show. Did you know over 18 million people listen to The Ramsey Show every week? A lot of those people listen on one of our 600-plus radio stations across the country. To find a station near you, go to RamseySolutions.com/show.
Talk to the other people you were referred to. Alrighty, Ramsey Show over. After show beginning. Put my links in the chat, and then we'll get going. Yeah, we'll get going. Heard that Kanye song earlier today. That's the S I don't like. How many years am I behind on that? Like 10 years or something? Never heard that before. I think I heard a comedian make reference to it, but I didn't know what he was talking about. What are we doing? Email about anything? That's the I don't like. All right. At gmail.com. See, I've had a producer or assistant of somebody. They could do all this while I just go in. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. Open up your heart and your arms. Oh, that means let's go. See money. Alrighty. Okay, are we ready to sing? Let's sing. Let's for the drum tech. Oh! Forgot to turn off the fan in the server room. Be right back. That's better, isn't it? All right. Doom, 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 doom. It's like Risky Business sliding in there. Just take those old records off the shelf. All right, let's for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, and why I host this after show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. Yes, you, I see ya. If you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Step 4 is when you can take a breath and go, let's gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't forget all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. And now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, that's why I coach, and why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like results you're getting now, then you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH, it's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it and all things financial and whatever else I'd like to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. You can schedule a free consultation assessment at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. The link is at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything, yes, anything, at CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com, especially if you want to sing the baby step song. You can reach me on Instagram, add me on the Gronk, Coach Steve Money, no spaces. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that's paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty. What up, Sid? What up, Judy Pine? Thanks for the IO. Little beverage here. Got some more singing to do. Pardon me, very refined here. Dave Ramsey show today was a new show, and the host, not Dave Ramsey show, the Ramsey show, pardon me. And the host today was Dave Ramsey in the big chair, his chair. And he has, of course, he's 7-time #1 national best-selling author. How about that? One of those books is the Total Money Makeover, a book can change your life, change my life, and his newest bestseller, which is Baby Steps Millionaire. Right, and his co-host today, friend of the After Show, author of Own Your Past, Change Your Future, which is available for pre-order. $20, $300 worth of extras. Also hosts the John Deloney Show. Ooh, we call him Dr. D, as you can see. But his parents named him John Deloney. Ooh, he's got 2 PhDs, 2 more than me. Plus he's got some other certs. John Deloney, never gonna stop, gives advice. Such a brilliant mind, he always sorts it out. Has the cup of the healing kind. John, woo! John Deloney. Ooh, he takes a call and then he twirls his pen and he says the day again. John Quick drink break right there. I said a brilliant book, anxiety redefined, and put in a quick read by John Deloney. Well, the nowness has to fix, they didn't place, but they probably still had fun with John Deloney. Never gonna stop, gives advice, such a brilliant mind, he always sits it as the test of the healing kind. John, woo! John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. Woo. Alrighty. Market report. Everything up today, as you can see, led by the NASDAQ at almost 3% up. All right, that's enough of that. Let's see, what do we got? Led by next, followed by NASDAQ up almost 3%, followed by the S&P 500 2.14%. Then the Dow Jones Total Market 1.82, and the Russell Small Cap Index 1.40. And let's see, where do we have this from Market Watch says, can't read it of course, but that's all right. The headline tells us basically all we need to know. Stock market bounce could see S&P 500 pop 5% higher before a bigger drop, says veteran market watcher. And of course that doesn't mean anything. We don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully it'll be all over and it'll just keep going up forever and ever and ever and ever. But it doesn't work that way. We know that already. It got spoiled by post-pandy, definitely, with it being up all the time. The earnings calendar coming up on the Thursday, Accenture, Dollar General, and FedEx. Next week, Nike, Adobe, and NIO. The most followed single stocks on the Google, led by probably, Tesla, 4.63% up. Amazon the next with 3.89% up. They had a stock split last week, and so that probably might give them a little bit of bounce. So they were still negative today, along with everything else. 3.87% right behind them. Microsoft. You know those guys. You've heard of them. The Windows and the Office and stuff. Not the TV show, the productivity software. That's what she said. Let's see. We'll check out the rest of the planet. Mostly down in the Europe. Mostly down in Asia. Currencies. The euro is up on the US dollar. US dollar up on the Japanese yen. The British pound, love, is up on the US dollar. Hello, love. The Canadian dollar, up on the US dollar. Sorry. And the US dollar up against the Australian dollar, mate. No shrimp on the barbie tonight. Pals in crypto. Those crazy kids doing the crypto. You saw how fast that changed there? All the two of these were negative and they just went positive right there. And these do not stop trading at 4 p.m. Eastern time with the market. They go 24 hours, dog. So always changing, always in motion. Motion is the future, as Yoda told us. Julia Claire. Well, good morning, Julia. Chick-fil-A. We talked about this before. Whatever company, whatever city they're in. All right, let me get rid of the. Santa Barbara, I think, is thinking about declaring them a public nuisance because they don't have a room. What in the world? Because they don't have room. Yeah, Santa Barbara, California, because they don't have room. Let's see if they have that picture. There's just there's cars going down the all down the street there. Look, they got a lot of pop-ups on here. Yeah, they don't have that picture, but I had a picture the other day of cars just lined all the way down the street. It's like a 4-lane street. 2 going one way and 2 going the other way, and one of the lanes is almost always, or a lot of the time, backed up with Chick-fil-A traffic, just because it doesn't have, it's like on the side of like a small main street type town road. It's not it doesn't have a big parking lot behind it where they can, run the traffic for the drive-through. So, yeah, they just, so they don't like that. And so, yeah. So it probably needs to move to a bigger location. But I don't know if Santa Barbara may not be like that. That may be the beauty of the Santa Barbara. Which I think that was the city in Last of Us 2. Where Ellie goes towards the end. Let's see. Thank you for the question, Julia. Open up your heart and your arms. What do we need to do next? Oh, I think we did everything, didn't we? Yeah. See, Apple up almost 3% today. So, I mean, this is all pretty good, but not enough obviously to negate the losses. We will just use the S&P for an example. This is today's, but feel like someone's crawling in my head. Over the past 6 months. Hasn't lost that much. Down 4.72, the S&P, over the past 6 months. Year to date, 11. So some of that's coming back up. Or that's most of this 6-month loss is within the past 3 months. The past year to date there. Past 1 year is still up 8%. So that's the basic way to go there, but you do want it up the let's see, when was the maximum? Was not that long ago, I guess. December 10th. That does not seem like that long ago, does it? When it was all flying high. All right, we did the Chick-fil-A for Julia. Let's see, this from TheVerge.com. ARM is going to cut hundreds of jobs after the NVIDIA deal falls through. NVIDIA was going to buy them, but it didn't happen. Yeah, let's see. After being forced to abandon its $40 billion sale to NVIDIA last month. Speaking of chips, this from CNN Business, Marketplace Europe. Intel will invest nearly $90 billion in Europe's chip-making industry. Gotta have some chips, dog. Need some chips. Chip shortage still. Oh, plans to invest up to 80 billion pounds, Louvre. Which is $89 billion over the next decade to build up Europe's supply chain for semiconductor chips. Well, I'd rather have it build up the United States chain, but hopefully we'll be all right as well. Again, not that much going on. U.S. stock futures are flat ahead of the of Wednesday's Fed meeting. Okay, I knew that was coming up this week. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow. The Fed is meeting tomorrow. A rate hike is only a day. Okay. Let's see. Stock futures were flat in overnight trading after the major indexes rallied. Indices, it could be as well, rallied, and oil prices tumbled below $100 a barrel ahead of Wednesday's reserve meeting. And so that gas price should be coming down too. If the oil's coming down, you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, they don't have a nice little graph. They should have a nice little graph of the futures, but they said they're flat, so that means they're not moving much higher or lower, basically staying the same. We did that one. Oh, that just changed. That just changed the page. That didn't open. There we go. So this from CNBC. Vanguard created a big tax bills for target date fund investors. Lawsuit claims. What's up with that? What's up with that? Key points. 3. Target date fund investors claim Vanguard violated its legal duties by triggering thousands of dollars in surprise tax bills. That's not a fun surprise. The plaintiffs claim the investment manager cost investors across the nation hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. The investors own TDFs in taxable accounts, target date funds. Investors who own the funds in 401k plans and IRAs don't face the same tax consequences. So the ones in taxable accounts, what made the tax bill happen? An elephant stampede sell-offs. And the sell-off ultimately led to enormous tax bills in 2021 for people who own the funds in a taxable brokerage account instead of a tax advantage one. Similarly, TDFs are funds that are designed to get more conservative over time, as the lawsuit also concerns asset. The lawsuit also concerns asset location, financial planning principle, whereby certain types of investments are better held in tax advantage accounts to avoid surprise tax bills. Investors needed at least $100 million to access the lowest cost version of the mutual funds before December 2020. That month, Vanguard reduced the threshold to $5 million, fueling an exodus from the higher cost version. Okay, so it's a target date fund, but it's Vanguard itself who's choosing what to do with it. And I guess they're saying because it caused them to sell off 15% of the assets, that it's their fault that they have the tax bill. And so when they didn't have to sell 15% of the assets, they didn't have to sell that much. But that's the deal with the target date. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the way it goes. Dave doesn't recommend target date simply because there's no need to get less aggressive if the investments you have been making money all through your working life. Then just as you get a couple years from retirement, why go like into very, very non-aggressive things? Is David's advice on that. This is from USA Today. Money. How Fed's first rate hike in more than 3 years will affect credit card, mortgage, and saving rates. So theoretically, they've announced it before that they're planning to do it in March. So we'll see if anything has changed due to the, I think it's higher than expected inflation, and also, of course, the war in Ukraine. The Fed is set to raise its key interest rate by a 0.25 percentage point Wednesday. So, okay, that's what they're expected to do. So, we'll see what they do. And what's it going to do? The hike would be the first increase in the federal funds rate in more than 3 years and will kick off projected 5 to 7 such moves this year. That's a lot of moves. Thought they were going to do 3. Americans will soon see higher rates on everything from credit cards to mortgages. But they will also see rates rise on some bank savings accounts and CDs. Woohoo! All right, and so I can't read it since I'm not subscribed. Federal Reserve set to raise. We knew that. The good news, consumers finally see rates rise. Okay. Anyway, so there's not really anything we learned from this. Credit card, mortgage, savings rates. Okay, so yeah, they did touch on all of them. So we're not buying anything on credit cards. A mortgage now might not be the best time to get it, especially with house prices so high. So if you have your mortgage now and you should have gotten a fixed rate, then that wouldn't affect you. And also savings rates. I really don't use CDs or bank savings account except maybe for emergency fund where you have to have the money liquid. All right. I appreciate your defense, Julia of the Chick-fil-A. I'm a big fan of it. All right. That's for, let's see. This mixes the ones, the subreddits I'm subscribed to. So that's why. Let's see. Reddit.com/r/Dave. There we go. Time is it? 6:32. All right. Went through that pretty fast. Like I said, there wasn't that much interesting for today. Pretty tame. Even though, not over speculation why it went up. It probably went up because it's down so much. So, all right. My question is drinking game. Okay. So, fun facts. We had a drinking game back in the day, back when the show was live on YouTube. We had a drinking game, and we would say drink every time Rachel would mention Winston, or, what else was it? Or Friends, when she would mention Friends. It was like 5 different things when she would mention it, either when she was co-hosting, or when one of her show mini commercials came on to plug her show, and then we would do the little drinking emoji for that. So we had a drinking game, and the mod asked us to stop it, which I guess I can understand that. So we stopped it. And so, but now, if we were doing a drinking game, now it would be every time they say season. Because I don't know if it was Deloney that prompted it, but about the time he got there is when they started saying, like it's just a season. Basically meaning a period of time, not necessarily meaning a season. Like, summer, winter, fall, winter, spring. Forgot the seasons there for a second. Not necessarily a season like that, but just means a short period of time while you have to do a certain thing. So you're in, like in the Deloney song, it says season of change. And so and while you're in baby step 2, that's just a season. And of course that may last, 1 or 2 years maybe, but that's still, they would just call that a season. And so season would definitely be a drinking game one. Another one would be when Dave says dadgum, probably. That would be another one. But yeah, we used to do that with Rachel. So anyway, this person here, Chris L. Davis, baby step 4 to 6 flare. My question is, I'm about to start a new drinking game. Every time someone calls Dave and says, my question is, then launches into describing their situation without actually asking a question, I'm going to take a drink. I don't think I'll get any work done in the afternoon. Yeah, that's possible. So, or also where they say, I'm going to make this short or long story short. It never is when they say that. It never is. So I appreciate the lady today, the first caller today. She immediately told Dave all her numbers. Immediately. All right. So the did you hear? This is always iffy. You know, somebody trolling or being, I think Dave should do his life this way. So we'll see what it is. Obviously, keep it civil, no rudeness or trolling. So we'll see. Skip the time shower and then the UK so it didn't feel relevant. Okay, that's fine. And that was yesterday's show, though. All right, so on to the next step. This from BBH42. We did it. We did it. Always Emos. We did it. That's from Dora the Explorer. Today I received my annual bonus in my paycheck, and I've never been happier to have money leave my checking account. My bonus was even higher than expected, so I not only just paid off our last 2 debts, but it was enough to top off the emergency fund as well. During 2021, we held back some cash due to job concerns. Okay, and that's when you would pause the baby steps. If you did have, realistic job concerns. Dave's advice on that is if there's a 51% you would lose your job, then you can pause the baby steps. But general worry, or if you're watching the news too much, that's not enough to pause the baby steps. Keep going with them. Restarted our investments to 15%. Already had 529s in place. Next up, accelerate payment on the house. Paying off the hizzy. Since 2019, we've paid off Best Buy, Home Depot, Wells Fargo, Chase, Discover, PayPal, car and RV. That's a lot of stuff. The biggest thing was April of 2019. We actually got on a written budget. Absolutely. Absolutely. You do that, that frees up a lot of money. You do that, you're controlling the person in the mirror. You're controlling the, oh, I'm out in the world, I'll think I'll just get that. Which you didn't need until you just saw it right then. Can't tell you how big the budget has been in our journey. When you do a written budget and stick to it, you get a raise. Looking at next month, it still amazes me how much discretionary income I'll have left over, not having those debt payments right. Being debt-free frees up your income, which is your biggest wealth building tool. Alrighty. Cool. About to be 40 with no retirement. Can I get some suggestions? This from Brian _7982. Started working for Union Pacific. Don't they have a union? And had a pension in 2017. Diagnosed with my first bout of cancer. Yikes. Had 2 other reoccurrences since then. That sucks. After surgeries and many times of chemo and radiation, I'm no longer physically able to do my job. I just got offered a job making $46K a year, and I'm extremely worried about not being able to retire. You might have to work as long as you can. The only debt my wife and I have are her car, which she pays for, and our house, which I pay for. So we have separate finances, not recommended by Dave Ramsey. Combine the finances. It's our car that she drives, and it's our house that we both live in, and it's our income. I'm doing the national convergence sign there with my hands. My house is 160. Our house is, we both live in it, right? Our house is 160K at 2.85. Any advice would be great. Also have 11K in savings. Use 11K and pay off the car if it can be. Pay it off the car, but put that on the car. Everything except 1K. Take that job at 46 unless you can find another one. You can look around for a minute or so, but don't wait all day. If you're worried about retirement, you just staying at home and not working isn't gonna help it at all. But you know, hey, me personally, I was 51 before I started saving retirement, so you're better off than I am. So you do the best you can when you can do it, and so you just have to start now and go forth. So, but 46K a year is is better than nothing, and it's better than 45K. So you got to look at it like that. And if you're going to follow Dave's plan, you're on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. You are taking that 11K down to 1K. Both of you are working, so that's good cash flow. I'm assuming since she is paying the car now, I'm assuming she has income from somewhere. So I assume she's working as well. So you would take the 11K down and save it. So the savings are we, but everything else is my and her. So I got to work on that. There's also a good chance that there's no budget happening here. So you need to get together and do a tight budget if you're worried about retirement. Do that tight budget so you can be done with the car. As soon as you're done with the car, then you build up savings for a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, and then you can start investing. Again, both of you. So yeah, it doesn't say how much is left on the car, but you get that paid off. And again, the budget. So, and then you would do 15% of household income in retirement. And then a lot of people think this is 30%, but you do 15% of her income and 15% of your income. Adding that together is 15% of household income, not 30%. So a lot of people get confused about that. But so 15 of each, and should both have different retirements. If one of you has a better retirement plan, you can max out one first. Otherwise, it's fine to go 15% in each. But then you can do that, and then anything extra that you have after expenses and the 15% of gross income investing, then you would put that towards the house. Is the Ramsey method. Alrighty, what time is it? I forgot where the clock was. It's down in the lower right, just like it has ever since Windows 10 has come out. Okay, do I cash out of Acorn's investment fund to pay off debts? Probably, because that's not a tax advantaged. So you would have to pay taxes anytime you took that out on the growth. So girlfriend turned me on to Dave. It's a good girlfriend, and we're having a disagreement about how I should handle my debts. I have about $1,000 in medical bills, $3K credit card debt, paying off my car to my cousin, interest free with about $10K still owed. I have an Acorns investment account with about $7,500 that has been steadily growing over the past 5 years. It's not now, I don't think. I invest about $130 a month in this account. My girlfriend thinks I should take out all that money. Yes. Close the account and use it to pay off as much as I can right now. Yes, she's right. I don't know why, but I'm struggling to agree with her. I think I can pay off all my debts in a year or less while still contributing what I've been saving. So he wants to do both at the same time. And or you can be debt free much faster, and then you would be in a situation to invest for retirement in a tax advantaged account instead of with Acorns, which is, I mean, it's a fad investment tool. Let's see. This Acorns account I've been using as a way to save some money without thinking about it, and it's not my only form of savings that I have. Okay, put 5% of my income into a 401k. I put $6K a year into an IRA, and $1,500 I put in Acorns. Okay, so you would, you would stop all that until you're out of debt if you're gonna follow Dave's advice. My reluctance to take out this $7,500 is that it won't get the chance to grow down the line with compounding interest, and currently it's down 8%, right? in the past 3 months? Am I being blinded by my old habits? Yes. And way of thinking that compounding interest is better to let the money sit, or should I try to pay off as much debt as soon as possible? The answer is B. Try to pay off as much debt as possible. So it'd be different. Don't touch your Roth. Stop contributing to the 401k. Stop contributing to the Roth, and just until it's just a season, until you get your debts paid off and a full emergency fund, and then you can continue with that. You just let what's in there grow. You don't take anything out of those. But the Acorn thing is not a tax advantaged account, and so that's not really a retirement account. So you do take that out to pay off lots of your debts. Yes. Or work to cut my spending further and pay off my debt slower and steadier. How about C? Take out the $7,500 to pay off lots of your debts and work to cut your spending further. There we go. There you go. Edit. Thank you for all responses. Close account this afternoon. Time to kick it into Gazelle. I ate with and pay off my car. I don't know what that means, but I mean that means something. Time to kick it into Gazelle. I ate with and pay off my car. Okay. But sounds like they gave him good advice on that one. Creative ways you finance childcare. And finance a bad word to use for that. Paid for. Childcare and tips to save. Let's see. This is from Seoul Chica, as in the country of Seoul. I mean the city. That's a city, right? Seoul. I think this is a city, right? I'm horrible with geography. Hello, we're expecting our first child. I'm so overwhelmed. Just starting to do research on the cost of daycares. The ones I found so far, about $1,200 a month plus. We were hoping to get some help for in-laws, but it seems like it just might be much too much physically because they are in their 70s. Yeah, that's rough. I mean, it's rough if you're in your 30s or 40s, keeping up with kids. Where did you go in searching child care helps? Church, friend group, local social media, mom groups. Although this is the first baby, so I'd appreciate any and all tips you guys have on saving on baby food, diapers, or any advice you can think of. Wish you would have known sooner. Oh, you can think of you wish you had known sooner. Thank you. Definitely meant pay for or forward instead of finance. Sorry for the confusion. Absolutely. Julia, good morning, Julia. Confirms that it's a city. All right. Korea, right? I think. No. China. Yeah, see, I don't know. I got no clue. We'll wait and see what Julia says on that. But meantime, okay, so this is gonna be a deal where if you make $1,500 a month, just don't work and stay home with the kid and do what you can do like at night or weekends or something like that when you're this is so chica, so I assume a female. So when the male can do the child care and you can do some working during that time, or at night, or when the baby's napping, etc., etc. So, you know, I mean, you would have to be making what, Julia? What do you think? South Korea. Thank you so much. So I was right. I had good instincts. What would you say there, Julia, for if daycare is going to be $1,200 a month, what would you have to be making a month to make that worth it? $2,000 netting at least. I mean, maybe 17, maybe $500K over that amount. Yeah, I would say at least 500. I mean, not 500K, but $500 above that a month. So yeah, I would say 1,700 a month. You have to be making at least for that to be worth it. Otherwise, you stay home and do the child care, and then try to do some side hustles on that. Oh, Julia doesn't have kiddos yet. I apologize. I thought you did have. My bad. So, yeah, she's saying it depends on where you live. Yeah, as far as how much it costs, what the cost of living is there, sure. But that's what I would be thinking there. On that. Boom, boom, boom. Part-time care for kids. Don't. Telling some coupons and stuff. People work from home. A lot of coffee. Posts a lot. Yeah, okay. So they didn't really come up with any great ideas. But yeah, that's what I would be looking at, because it's got to be worth it. Because some people don't, for some reason they don't look at that amount. They just I think one time Dave got a call and they made like, I think $100 more than childcare was worth. And so that was ridiculous. Alrighty, so from Love to Read Reddits. Sell designer handbags to pay off debt. Whatever you can do to pay off debt. If it's not going to put you in debt, like you don't put a lot of money in starting a part-time business. You put a lot of money into paying off debts. So you start off a part-time business very, very cheaply. Excuse me, and at the speed of cash. Can't talk today. I have 22K in debt and 14K is on a 0% balance transfer. Doesn't matter. Include some house renovations. Make 200K a year. Husband is independent. We own a house in California, so that doesn't make that 200K a year. That 200K a year isn't that much as we thought when you say it's in California, where mortgage is high and have kids in preschool. Trust me, the high salary covers to be comfortable, but based on the debt, we should be budgeting much more. Exactly. That amount doesn't go very far in Cali. Yeah, you're going to have to, you got to either make more money or cut lifestyle. You can have your nice house, but cut lifestyle and sacrifice in other areas. Have some Louis Vuitton handbags. It's their personal stuff. Okay. Yeah, if you're not using them. Ex-husband gifted along with the engagement ring, but feels so bad selling them. Wanted to keep, maybe pass to our daughter. I do have about 4 or 5 designer bags. Yeah, if you're not using them, I mean, you shouldn't. If you have that debt, shouldn't be going out to parties and doing the highfalutin circuit there in the Cali. Yeah, I would. I'm male. I don't get the handbag thing at all, or shoes thing. But I also don't get the car thing that most males are into, and they say people don't understand about selling those. So to me, a car gets me from A to B, and that's all I think about it. Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I bought with my quarterly bonuses. Yeah, definitely the ones that you bought. There's no guilt factor at all in that. Would be losing some money from what I paid, and 14K is in 0%. Doesn't matter if it's in 0%. I'm very bothered by this debt. Well, then don't keep trying to justify it by saying 0%. It doesn't matter. Parting may make me a bit sad. At the same time, I even shake my head at my enjoyment of such frivolous items. Yeah, you just got to think about it and decide you got to decide, does it bring you enough joy for you to hold on to them and be in debt? Or would it bring you more joy to not have those bags and to have some of that debt paid off with the amount that you would get for those? So that's how you do that. Do used purses have much value? I think those do. I think those brands do. We am on fire. Did we read this one yesterday? If you're buying an index fund on your Roth IRA and selling a couple years to move it to a different fund. Yeah, we did this one already yesterday. So, Alrighty, what have we got coming up here? That's the wrong screen again. Let's refresh, see if we got another subscriber. We did not today during the show. That's alright, it's just an hour. Let's see what we got for upcoming streams. We have tomorrow morning at some time, probably around 6 a.m., between 6 and 7 a.m. Curse of Oak Island No Cap Recap. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m., as well as Saturday, 8 p.m., Old Man Video Gaming, in which I play a single-player game. This show, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or whenever the Ramsey Show video ends, which today it was like 6:03, 6:04, something like that. And so that's Monday through Friday, even when the Ramsey Show is a replay, but there haven't been that many replays recently. Just basically Christmas week, and I think there was one other Friday maybe where it was a replay. And Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, tech support with Coach Steve Money, and that's where I do just exactly what I did in the Dave Ramsey subreddit. I do that in the tech support subreddit and use my 25 plus years of being a PC repair tech to answer questions and comment on things in there. Alrighty, and to drop my plugs one more time, I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation with me either by clicking the link in the top of the comments, top of the chat rather, and in the description of the video below, and right here in the right lower corner of my YouTube banner. You can click on the free consultation, click on financial consultation, and you click on the date and time, and you can get a free consultation with me. This is open to anybody, and it's free, and it's no strings at all for me to talk to you one time at all. And I will recommend the best things that I can for you, absolutely. And I'll give you an honest version of what your finances are. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. If you like what I'm doing here, if you can donate anything, even $1, every little bit helps, and that's paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Email is coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Would love to hear somebody else sing the baby step song. Julia, good morning, Julia. Are you a good singer? If you like the baby step song, perhaps you would like to sing it. You can do that. You can record yourself or do it live. Email me if you're interested in that, and we can get that happening. Either recorded, I can play a recording of you on here, or you can do it live. Instagram is Coach Steve Money at Coach Steve Money, no spaces on the gram. And I already did the donations. I do everything else. Yep, did everything else. Alrighty. So we end it by saying make smart financial decisions every day. Have a good night.